Did you know there are thousands of versions of you living inside other people's heads? Some people may view you as the quiet or shy person who never speaks. Some people may have seen 1% of your day when you may have not been acting from the highest point of view, because you may have been triggered by something or your ego took over, so they view you as someone who gets hot-headed. Some people may view you as a joyful soul if they've seen you at your happiest. Truth is, people are very quick to judge and determine what kind of person you are just based on one interaction, one moment in time. But there have been many people you have met in your life who have made a judgment of you. And their opinions of you may hold control over you. But only you have been here with yourself for the whole ride. You see and know you do things that other people don't even know about. Today is time to take the validation from other people and pour it back into yourself. It's time to erase those versions of you created by other people. It's time to eliminate the times you're holding on to from the past that you feel guilty about, because we are here in the present moment. And how you view yourself is important, because only you get to decide who you truly are. You know yourself more than anyone else, the real you. Not a version of you created by someone else. You're in control of your identity. So let's begin this journey together. Take a deep breath in and feel your lungs being filled with air until they can't hold much more inside, and hold it right at the top. Feel the stillness and let go. I want you to picture yourself in your mind's eye, standing at the edge of a long path. The journey ahead unclear but waiting for you. In your back there is a heavy rucksack. It's filled with masks, hundreds of them, each representing a different version of yourself that you've worn over the years. Some were placed on by others, and some were ones you put on in an attempt to fit in, gain approval, or protect yourself. But these masks have grown heavy. The longer you carry them, the more you feel weighed down. You take a deep breath and begin walking. As you walk, each step feels more difficult than the last. The weight of the rucksack pulls on your shoulders, each mask inside it pressing against your back. You're not sure how much longer you can carry it, but you keep walking, thinking you've come this far. You can keep going. The first encounter happens early in your journey. You reach a narrow stream, blocking the path. The water rushes quickly beneath you, and the only way to cross is by jumping over it. You take a deep breath, ready to leap, but as you bend down to jump, you feel the rucksack pulling you back. The weight is too much. You can't leap with all of it on. You stumble back. This rucksack is holding me back, you think. I can't move freely like this. You stop, standing still for a moment. The path ahead seems impossible to cross with this weight. You come to a decision inside your head that you need to open the rucksack. And as you do, the first masks come into view. You notice one mask labelled the shy one. It reminds you of all those moments you shrank back, kept quiet, and didn't express your true thoughts or desires. You've worn this mask for so long that you're not sure who you would be without it. But you know in this moment you don't need it anymore. So you remove the mask, setting it down on the bank of the stream. The moment you release it, you feel a little lighter, a little more free. You manage to take a leap to the other side of the river. Now the path ahead looks more open, so you keep walking. And as you walk, it's not long until you approach the next obstacle. A large fallen tree blocking your way. In order to pass through, you need to crawl underneath. So you begin to try, but as you squeeze and push, you realize it's so tight, and the rucksack feels even more cumbersome. You realize that it's still holding you back. So you stop once again and look inside your rucksack. This time you find the mask that says, "The Angry One." This version of you emerged in moments when your ego took over, when you were triggered, or when you felt out of control. You understand that holding on to this anger, this frustration, no longer serves you. You take the mask and leave it by the fallen tree, watching as it fades into the distance. The rucksack is lighter now. You crawl under the tree and move forward. The path continues, winding its ways through a dense forest. The air smells of earth, and you hear the distant sound of birds. The path is becoming easier to walk, making you appreciate things around you more, instead of always focusing on the pain of the rucksack itself. However, you still feel the weight of the rucksack pressing against your back. As you walk, you notice a fork in the road ahead. One path leading into a thick fog, and the other into a warm, sunlit glade. You step onto the sunlit path, but as you do, you feel the rucksack pulling at you again. You reach inside and pull out the people pleaser. This mask represents the times you've said yes when you wanted to say no, the times you've overextended yourself to gain approval. You've worn it for years, trying to keep everyone happy, but it's left you exhausted. You stand still for a moment, looking at the mask. The fog from the path seems to draw closer, but you know you don't need to carry this anymore. you decide to let it go. You take the people pleaser and place it gently on the path beside you. You feel lighter once again, a sense of relief washing over you. The fog seems to dissipate, and the path ahead becomes clearer. As you move along your chosen path, realizing you make the decisions around here now, you notice a big mountain in the distance. As you walk closer and closer, the mountain seems like it's getting bigger and bigger. The thought of climbing the mountain with your heavy rucksack makes you feel unsure if you can do it or not. You're standing right in front of the mountain now. And you try. You try but move at a slow pace, knowing you will run out of energy by the time you arrive at the top. Gravity seems to be pulling the rucksack back, and with the rucksack you too move backwards. It's a difficult journey. So you open the rucksack again and pull out 2 masks, the imposter and the perfectionist. The imposter is the mask that makes you feel like you're not enough, like you're pretending to be something you're not. The perfectionist is the mask that has kept you chasing an impossible standard, never feeling like anything is good enough. Sometimes it's so difficult to let go of the things that we've been carrying for so long. But you look at both masks, and in this moment, you realize that both of these versions of yourself have kept you stuck. You don't need them to move forward. You take both masks and place them on the ground, and as you do, you feel a deep release. When you put the rucksack back on, the weight on your shoulders lifts even more, and the path ahead seems brighter. And climbing the mountain doesn't seem that hard after all. So you climb, moving more steadily than before. You continue your journey, feeling lighter with each step, until you come across a small winding path leading into a dense forest. The trees are tall and their branches form a canopy above you, filtering the sunlight. As you walk deeper into the forest, you find yourself facing a large boulder, blocking the way. You try to move it, but it's too heavy. The rucksack pulls on your back, making it harder to push the boulder away. You stop and realize it's been hard letting go of certain versions of myself, but I've let go of so many now, and I know what feels best for me. There's no need to keep holding on. You open the rucksack and find 3 masks this time. The jealous one, the victim, the avoidant. You're not afraid of letting go of all 3 of these masks. The jealous one represents the times you've compared yourself to others and felt lacking. The victim is the mask that has kept you stuck in stories of helplessness, believing that things were always happening to you. The avoidant is the mask that makes you run away from difficult situations, pretending they don't exist. These three versions have held you back for too long. You look at them and realize they no longer serve you. With a deep breath, you take all three masks and set them down on the ground. As you do, you feel a great sense of release. The boulder seems to melt away. The path ahead is open and clear. This is a sign that you're doing the exactly right thing for you, exactly what you need right now. You keep walking, enjoying the view, looking directly at the sun, feeling a sense of warmth in your heart. And as you keep walking, you notice a huge sign that says, "Only the truth shall set you free." You ponder this thought and realize there are no obstacles here. But is this a sign to let go of more masks? To use your intuition to guide you? There's nothing stopping you on your path. But you look up at the sign once more. Only the truth shall set you free. You take your rucksack off and look inside again. And as you do, you pull out three masks. The selfish one, the one who can't stand up for themselves, and the controlling one. Each of these masks represents a part of you that you've worn out of habit of survival, each a way of reacting to the world around you. You see that the selfish one has held you back from truly connecting with others. The one who can't stand up for themselves kept you small and quiet, never speaking your truth. And the controlling one made you fearful of letting go, thinking that only through control could you feel secure. You hold all three masks in your hands and pause. You feel the weight of each of them, how each one has shaped a version of you that no longer serves you. Can I really let go of all of these, you wonder? For a moment you hesitate, but then you remember the path ahead and the sign that spoke to you. Only the truth shall set you free. You realize that holding on to these masks isn't living your truth. It's living in someone else's version of who you should be. So with a deep breath, you decide to leave these masks behind. You place the selfish one on the ground, feeling the release as it melts away. Then you let go of the one who can't stand up for themselves and feel the weight of indecision lift from your shoulders. You will always stand up for what you know is right in your heart. You'll never let anyone else decide for you, but you. And finally, you let go of the controlling one, understanding that life flows better when you allow yourself to surrender. This mask represented your need to have everything in your life perfectly controlled. It's the part of you that feared letting go, that believed if you don't hold on tight, things will fall apart. But here you are now, proving the old version of yourself wrong, and yourself right, the version you are now. You reflect on how exhausting it's been to live with this constant need for your control. You don't need it anymore. you can trust that life will unfold just as it should. You feel so pleased with yourself, and as you put the rucksack back on and keep on moving, you move with more energy. You're moving your arms and legs more freely, and as the path continues to open up, you reach a wide open meadow. The sun is shining brightly, and there's a gentle breeze. In the distance, you see a figure standing at the edge of a cliff, looking out over the horizon. You decide to move towards it, feeling curious. It doesn't take long before you start to approach the figure, as you're walking at a much faster pace now. And as you approach them, they turn to you with a smile. This being seems to be radiating so much love and light. You've come far, they say, but there are still more versions of you to release before you can fully step into who you truly are. You trust their wise words and feel guided. So as you take the rucksack off one last time, you pull out 4 masks. The self-doubter, the lonely one, the critic, and the escapist. As you hold the self-doubter mask, you remember how heavy it has been to carry. The self-doubter was the part of you that whispered in your ear constantly, telling you that you weren't good enough, that you didn't have what it took. It would make you question every decision you made, leaving you frozen in indecision. It told you that others were more capable, more worthy, and that you would always fall short. The weight of this mask was heavy, a constant nagging presence in your mind. And as you take this mask off now, you notice a lightness in your chest, a newfound freedom. You realize that you've been living in the shadow of this doubt for so long, but it was never the truth. You've accomplished so much, and the things you've done were never dependent on perfection. You begin to feel a shift inside, a quiet, strong confidence that has always been there, waiting to be acknowledged. The self-doubter is no longer part of you, and for the first time, you feel the confidence of trusting yourself. You hold the lonely one now. This mask has been with you for years, often unnoticed. The lonely one made you believe that no one truly understood you, even when you were surrounded by people. It convinced you that the connections you had weren't real or deep enough, that there was something inherently wrong with you, something that made you unworthy of true companionship. It led you to isolate yourself, to retreat into solitude, believing it was better to be alone than to risk being hurt. But as you place this mask on the ground, you feel the weight of isolation lift from your heart. You begin to realize that you are not alone, that you've always had the potential to form deep, meaningful relationships, that you are allowed to feel appreciated. But this mask kept you at a distance, fearing closeness. And with this mask removed, you feel warmth and connection flowing back to you. You see that the relationships you've had were valuable, that your capacity for love and belonging is infinite. The lonely one is gone, and you feel a deep sense of community, not just with others, but with yourself. You next hold the critic mask. The critic was a constant presence in your mind, a harsh, unrelenting voice that made you feel as though you were never enough. It was the voice that told you your efforts were never good enough, that your achievements were always overshadowed by your flaws. It led you to be hard on yourself, to overanalyze every mistake and minimize every success. The critic made you feel small, unworthy of rest or compassion, always pushing you to do more, to be better, to strive endlessly. As you drop this mask to the ground, you feel an immense weight lift off your shoulders. The pressure of perfectionism fades away, and you realize that you are not your mistakes, nor are you the harsh judgments of your inner critic. With each breath, you feel more accepting of yourself, imperfections and all. The critic is no longer a part of you, and you start to feel the relief of being human, of allowing yourself to make mistakes and grow without constant self-judgment. You are worthy of kindness, not just from others, but from yourself. You finally hold the escapist mask in your hands. You put this mask on whenever life got too hard, whenever you didn't want to face your feelings or the reality of a situation. It made you distract yourself, running away from your emotions, using distractions like work, screens, or substances to numb out what you didn't want to feel. The escapist convinced you that avoiding difficult feelings was easier than confronting them, that you could find peace by escaping from your reality. As you too let go of this mask, you feel a sense of groundedness, a stillness within you. You realize now that true peace comes from embracing your feelings, from facing the difficult moments instead of running from them. The escapist no longer has the power to lead you astray, and you feel more connected to your emotions, trusting that you can handle them. With the mask removed, you feel a deep sense of acceptance and courage to face whatever comes your way. You've learned that you are strong enough to experience all aspects of life, both the good and the difficult, because if we never experienced the negative, we would never know how good the positive feels. We need that contrast to know the difference between the two and exactly where we want to be in life. As you stand at the edge of the cliff, feeling the wind brush against your face, you look at each four of the masks. You feel a deeper sense of release and peace. The self-doubter, the lonely one, the critic and the escapist were all parts of you that you thought you needed to carry, but now you see clearly they were never really you. You stand taller now, feeling the weight of these masks fall away, leaving you with a lightness in your hearts. You realize that you don't need to hide behind these versions of yourself anymore, all the ones you let go of today. You don't need to wear any masks to prove your worth or your strength. You are enough just as you are. You stand there at the edge of the cliff, looking out at the vast expanse before you, feeling free, unburdened, and completely whole, not distracted by any external noise, only listening to your own voice. You are no longer defined by who you once were. You are defined only by who you choose to be right now. The being who guided you nods as they watch you, and you know that you've let go of the parts of yourself that no longer serve you. You are free to walk forward, unburdened into the light, the being says. And so you begin. You begin walking again, but this time the journey feels different. Everything feels different. No more obstacles, no more masks weighing you down, just a free road ahead, and you decide where you want to go next. Have fun.